believing something artificial is real. Never thought of that, Mr. Mitch. Never thought of that. Buenos dias. Sawatdee ton chow. Guten Tag. Good morning, boys and girls. Lori is in Sapa, Vietnam right now. North Vietnam. She said she got there and she was in a pair of shorts and a tank top and it was 58 degrees Fahrenheit. So she's happy nevertheless. Well, I mean, it's northern Vietnam. It's a little bit mountainous there, so, and it's cool there, so, you know. I'm surprised she didn't do a little research, but, you know, she probably just figured, it's not going to be that bad. I'm going to give it a few minutes, wait for some people to come in, and then I'll start talking about what I'm talking about. Lots to talk about today. Big talk. Big talk in Bangkok. Big Bangkok talk. Bangkok big talk. I'm wondering if I should go outside, but it's very hot out at the moment. So right now we got Jono here, we got Chris here, we got Lori here, we got Soy Dog Cowboy coming in the next, I don't know, month. Mr. Billy coming in about, I think, 4 months. Who else? There's always people coming in. But now I guess it takes a little time to build up on a small channel. It takes a little time to build up the number of people in your area that are watching you, So it'll be good. We could, once in a great while, we'll go out, have a little meet up, have some fun. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes. If I can't get over 11 people, I have no business streaming. What I can say is this. Saturday is Umbrella Day in Hong Kong. It's a celebration of what's it called? The Umbrella. It's not the Umbrella Revolution, but I forget what it's called. Anyway, it has to do with the umbrella symbolizing, the protest, I guess, from 5 years ago. And so I'll be landing early Saturday. And then that evening, I will probably be streaming. I have a little paper that I found off the internet from some Hong Kongers that tells the schedule of everything that's going on. And then the 29th is the big rally. It was called the anti-China Nazi. Now it's called the anti-totalitarian. God, man, I can't say that word. Totalitarian. Boy, I gotta write it so I can read it. Totalitarianism. I feel like an idiot. Totalitarianism. Hello, Tom. Um, anyway, that's the rally on the 29th. Totalitarianism rally. Anti-totalitarianism. It helps me to see it for some reason because I don't know. Yes, totalitarianism. Um, hey, soy dog. Um, that rally is happening on the 29th, and I suspect there's going to be a couple million people. So there's a lot of little logistical stuff I'm doing to make sure I'm in the right place at the right time, and I have somebody who has been there many, many times who helped me out quite a bit. Thank you very much. And then there's another guy on the ground there that's agreed to help me out, and he'll I'm sure he'll prove invaluable. That's how I'll put it. So I'm anxious. I'm nervous, and I'm ready to go. But make no mistakes, I'm going there to get some good photos. That's the reason why I'm going. But of course, I'll keep you guys in touch or in tune with what's going on, because I will stream. I've already checked out all the 4G service, the roaming service from Bangkok, from AIS, while in Hong Kong is very good, and it's not expensive. I think for about $13, you get 6 gigabytes of data, 4G. And that's probably not nowhere near enough. That's about 6 hours of streaming and use on the internet. It's probably not enough, but you refill it for 299 baht. But then you can get the Hong Kong SIM also, and you can do that. So there's a lot of options, and that's a little bit of an expense. I figure it's going to end up costing around $50 to $100 for the 4G while I'm there. And it also depends on how long I stay, which is determined by what's going on there. There are some places that I want to see that have absolutely nothing to do with what's going on there, that I want to photograph and I want to stream from. Hopefully I'll have time and energy, and I'll be able to go there. So that's what's happening with that. Already got the ticket. I'm there Saturday morning. Carl, what's happening? You, Carl, are the very reason that I titled the stream what I titled it. Because every once in a while, listen, I got a message from a guy, and I think he's a bit of a nut job. This guy, Richard. Richard, if you're listening, I think you're a nut job. I always have. He's been on the stream once in a while, left comments once in a while. But every once in a while I'll do a little check and see what's up with somebody, see if their channel is legit or whatever, try to figure it out. And I just think he's an old guy and he's a bit off his head. I don't know if he's he's drunk or what he is, I don't know. But he leaves me this message the other day. I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. And what's that supposed to do? Is that supposed to hurt me? So I get messages like this, and I just think, oh, fucking wasted my time reading this shit and deleting it. But then I get somebody like Carl who sent me a nice email that says, basically, hey, you've helped me a lot. I really appreciate it. It's great. Carlos is another guy who I think he told me, if I remember his story correctly, he said, oh yeah, he's got all kinds of artwork. He's got all kinds of Facebook pages and websites, and he's got like 3 or 4 websites that I know of. he's, you know, my guess is he probably isn't doing shit because usually you don't need 50 websites or 50 Facebook pages. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is that, like, for instance, Carlos, he told me, hey, you know, I had this Thai girlfriend or whatever, and she was driving me nuts. This is paraphrasing it as I remember it. She was driving me nuts, and you know, I didn't know what to do, and I started watching your channel, and I started thinking things out, and, you know, because of you, it really helped me. And then I met this woman, and we ended up getting married, and now we have a kid, and we're so happy, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, you know, that doesn't happen very, very often. You know, Jono, Chris, you know, there's a lot of people, and then Carl, who wrote me the other day, and if I remember correctly, he hasn't traveled really anywhere, and now he's been to Vietnam, he's been to Cambodia, and he was really nervous about going, and for whatever reason, or reasons, my channel helped him. And although a lot of times I just bullshit, I shoot the shit, talk about whatever, and maybe it's a little entertaining or maybe it's not, it's always good when I get somebody who tells me, hey Gennaro, what's happening? It's always good when I have somebody who tells me, oh yeah, you know, I always like watching your stuff, you know, or it really helps me, or, you know, it helps me get through the day, or whatever it is. That positivity, man, it's gold for me. You know, I think it's all worthwhile now, you know? And when I started the channel, it wasn't only about money. You know, it was about helping people. Oh, I think I could help some people out and I could make some good videos, you know, or little did I know how hard it was. And it kind of went away from that because of a lot of reasons. You know, times change, things change. Once I got more subscribers, I got a lot more trolls. And, you know, that kind of bummed me out. So when I get positive messages from people, it makes me think that what I'm doing is worthwhile. And then when I go through, you know, the other day I went through the tracks from NASA Vegas to the Nana Pier, and I saw the old woman who had, you know, she just was living. She wasn't living a great life. She's living on the side of the track under, you know, an umbrella with a couple of little plastic sheets. Hey, Lori, we're just talking about you, how you're loving life up there in Sapa. But, you know, somebody messaged me through Instagram and said, listen, I really want to help this woman out. I live in Bangkok. Can you tell me where it is? And so I told her, you know, exactly where the woman was located. I kind of had to figure it out because I couldn't really remember. That's how my mind works. I don't remember things if I don't really have to remember them, but I went back into the stream and checked it out. And found out where she's located. And then the woman wrote me back and said, okay, I know exactly where that is. I'm going to go and I'm going to go help her out. I'm going to, you know, I don't know if she's going to give her food or money. I don't know what she's going to do. But she said she was going to go and try to help her out, which, you know, hey, man, to me, that's awesome, you know? And like in Klong Tui, think about how many times Lori and I have gone in there, or I've gone in there alone, or I've gone in there with, I don't know if you guys remember, but I went in with a pro football player and his wife, and we helped some of the people in there. And I, you know, like, as much as, you know, I bitch and moan about money, it's my nature. You know, it is, it's my nature. Well, thank you, Carl. You know, I bitch and moan about money, but it's not because I'm living high on the hog, and, you know, like, I want to live high on the hog. And, you know, listen, it's nice when you got plenty of dough and you're able to go out and buy, you know, a Hugo Boss shirt for, you know, $125, where, yeah, of course it's nice. There's nice things, But that's not the point. The point is that for me, it's really never been about, oh, I like to prosper. Don't get me wrong. Oh, well, thank you. I think I do. Which I have something to talk about music in a second. But it's really about, I bitch and moan about, how I don't like it sometimes and everything. The videos are hard ass work, man. I just haven't had time to do much editing lately because I'm so busy. But, as much as I bitch and moan about stuff, I don't hate it, and sometimes I love it. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I love it, and sometimes I hate it. When you got some asshole in the stream, and I got to deal with him, it's so juvenile. You don't have to like me. That's fine. You don't even have to watch me. That's the thing. You have the choice. But when I think back now, it's almost been 7 years that I've been on this channel. Or maybe is it 7.5? No, I think it's 7 years. 6.5 years. When I started out to help people. And it kind of got away from that, even with the chowderheads, because listen, it's kind of fun to rag on somebody. It's like you're ragging on your buddy going, hey, you big pussy, you're so whipped, it was the same thing. And I think from that point on, it kind of got away from me. But, it feels better now. I've been photographing the slums a lot. I've been photographing people that are less fortunate, much less fortunate than I am. And now I feel myself getting back into editorial photography and photojournalism and that kind of thing, and it feels great. So I'm crossing my fingers something good comes out of going to Hong Kong. So that's kind of why I titled the stream what I did today, because I don't think I'm any different than anybody, but I have my own way of doing things and thinking things through. And I get all kinds of requests from people to be in their groups and to, be their friend on my personal Facebook page and shit. I don't have time for it. The only people that I really want on my personal page are the people that I know. I didn't want people that I don't know. It's just, if you want to, that's why I have a page. You know what I mean? So it doesn't mean I don't want to help people or, be nice or anything. It just means I want to keep the personal part personal, which, it gets dangerous because if you let out a little bit of information, then people start to think they know everything, and they don't. But I will say this, speaking about music, yesterday, I'm sitting at home, and Nicholas comes home first, and he came home a little bit early, and I was, of course, I'm like, hey, what's up? Come upstairs. I was upstairs doing stuff on the computer. I was editing. I'm gonna have to hustle, man. Hustle, and it's a little bit different because that was a rally, not a protest, and a rally to help people, where this is a protest to basically have their demands met, which may also mean becoming completely independent from China, in at least the way that some people think. And just to, I'm thinking, even if I get one really good shot of like 2 million people in an area, and I'm actually staying right in the area where it's going to be, that'd be a great shot. So yeah, and I will be streaming. So I think the best way to stay up on things is on my Twitter and through Patreon, because that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it through Twitter and through Patreon. And I have to be a little bit careful, which is why, I got to be a little careful, I don't want to say too much. But anyway, yesterday I was at home, I'm sitting there, and I was going to quit it. I did quit I had 2 Twitters. I had an American in Bangkok, and then I had one personally. And I got rid of the one for American in Bangkok, because I won't use it for anything but photography, and messages or whatever. If you look on there now, there's nothing on there about videos. There's nothing on there about anything but photography. So anyway, I'm sitting at home. Nicholas is at home. I'm talking to Nicholas, and we hear Alex come home. So I'm like, hey, Alex, come upstairs. We're having a little chat. And I hear him come upstairs, and he's just dragging. He's just not in a good way. And I'm like, I see him, and I go, what's the matter with you? And he just puts his head down. And Nicholas is like, I gotta go. I don't know, I gotta go to the bathroom or something. And Alex comes to me, and he says, you want the good news or the bad news? I said, give me the good news first. He said, well, I'll have more time to exercise. I'll have the same time as I had before to exercise and to train and work on my fitness and to do everything that I want to do. I'll have the same time now. I said, well, what do you mean? He's been playing guitar as it's like a side thing for his degree. They're always telling him, come up with something personally that you do that we'll want to see, or that will show your personality, or whatever, that kind of stuff. So they had this thing about music, and they have all these people that are vying for this band. And so there's like different bands. And so the first time it was like, no, you like to play rock and roll, and this is not a rock and roll band. We don't think you're a good fit for it. And he just went, I don't care. I don't want to play pop music. I don't want to play Britney Spears, and or Katy Perry. He didn't want to play that. So he's been trying to get into this other band, and there's like 10 guitarists, and they narrowed it down to 3 people. And Alex was one of the 3 people, and he's been practicing his ass off. He's been playing Eruption by Van Halen, which is, I've seen how hard it is for him. He's getting to a level now where, it's not like, he's past the Mary Had a Little Lamb, he's past the, playing simple songs, and he's trying to play difficult songs so that his skill level goes up. He's been trying to play Eruption, and I've seen him, and he's struggled with it, but he's gotten better and better, and he says, I almost have it perfect now. I'm like, well, you need to get it perfect. He's like, yeah, but I don't have enough time right now. I have to play this. So he goes in and plays yesterday. One guy saw the first guy play and goes, I'm out. He said, I give up. I can't play like that. There's no way. And Alex goes, well, give me a shot. So Alex plays, and he plays Eruption. And the guy judging him says, Alex, you just played one rock and roll song. This guy played like 4 different genres, little bits of 4 genres, which I've been pushing Alex on to play blues, to play country, to play all kinds of music. And they said, Alex, you played the one song, and it's rock and roll, which it seems to be what you love to play, and it's like you don't want to play anything else. This guy played everything else, and he played it very well, and he played all these different genres. And so Alex just went, okay, whatever. So he comes home, and he said, I'll be honest, he said, I thought the kid just played the same thing with the same kind of music. I didn't think it was different. And he started crying. He was so upset. He was so heartbroken. And that really kicked my ass. Seen him so upset, but I had to tell him, hey, you're not going to succeed all the time, and there's going to be times when it's going to happen. You're going to get rejected. You might get rejected 50 times, so you better have a thick skin. Get over it. Start playing again. And so today he's got the day off. He was sleeping, but I'm sure when he wakes up, he's got his guitar right next to him. He's going to start playing. Because I told him, if you ever want to get better, the kid's been playing for like 6 years. And Alex is playing for about 2.5. So, I'm like, don't be too hard on yourself. But man, it was hard to see him because he was so bummed out. Yeah, okay. I mean, the way I look at it, and from what I know about music and art and everything else, is that everything is subjective. Wave. Everything is subjective. And I told him, I said, maybe the guy who was judging you guys, maybe he likes what the other guy was playing. He doesn't like what you are playing. But, don't let that get you down, because, you have some skill. Just keep working on it. You may not have as much skill as a guy playing 10 or 15 or 30 years, but what do you expect? So, I think he's okay now. But man, he was bummed out. I've never seen him bummed out about anything so much. He never. He don't care. That's really what he cares about. He cares about doing well in school, because he doesn't want to disappoint us, and because he knows it's important. And he cares about, his family, but he cares about playing guitar. He cares about music. Thanks a lot, Dre. Appreciate it. That helps. Every little bit helps. The more I look into going to Hong Kong, the more expensive it gets. One of the guys who's going to help me out said to me yesterday, I'm more than willing to help me. Just buy me dinner. I'd like a steak, a good steak. And I said, fuck me. So I looked up how much is a steak in Hong Kong. It's about $30-40, which is not a huge amount for the help. But, every little bit adds up. I was like, oh, all right. Then I got to pay for me, too, Of course, I'll probably have a bowl of onion soup or something. He'll be eating like a king, and I'll have a bowl of onion soup or mushroom soup. So anyway. Yeah, that was a rough night last night for an hour or so. Let's see here. Where am I at? Okay. What did I do with that paper? Here we go. Got a couple of things. First, the bot. 30.6063. That's decent at the moment. 84 degrees. The low was 78, high is 93. 84 degrees is 29 Celsius. The high today of 92. 20% chance of rain. The skies are pretty clear. 71% humidity though. It's still hot. Feels like it's 92. It's still very hot. I mean, I don't want to sit outside because it's that hot and humid. And most of the time, I don't have a problem sitting out there and having a little bit of sweat. But now let's see. I got a list. Don't know if you guys heard, but if you're a tourist in Thailand, the Thai government is proposing that by the end of the year, anybody who wants to rent a big bike will have to show their license. I'm not sure how they're going to enforce it, aside from stopping foreigners on big bikes. But 75% of the deaths on the road in Thailand are motorcycle and motorbike related. But what strikes me as odd is that they're not going to enforce it on people driving small bikes like the little Honda Dreams, Honda Waves, 100, 125 cc's. They're not going to enforce that, and I don't know why, but maybe it's because people in rural areas, they know how many people are driving illegally, which there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people with no license, and foreigners that just come and they go, oh, well, the guy will rent it to me. I mean, in Cambodia it happened, and my buddy had an accident and it cost him $500. And he was lucky he had the money, but he didn't like paying it, but he had to pay it. He didn't have any license, didn't have anything, so he was like, I'd rather just pay and it goes away. So that's something happening here. The other thing is that supposedly there's a monorail going up in Bangkok to, I don't know exactly where, but Bangkok to Don Mueang Airport. I like this. It was on the Thailand news website. It's 3,000 million baht. 3,000 million baht. Now, that's 3 billion, but because it's incredible how the language works, but that's how it works. If you convert it to English. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he's listening, but the guy who I did get a little package yesterday. Let's just say that I am now sufficiently manscaped. Laura, you still here? Sufficiently refreshed and sufficiently manscaped. Manscaped, the kit of manscaping products was sweat-wicking underwear. Non-chafing, sweat-wicking underwear. They fit perfectly. They feel pretty good. And I'll be wearing them in the next, I'll be wearing them starting Saturday. I don't want to wear them and have to wash them before I leave. So that's one of the products. The other product was some ball deodorant, which I'm giving a shot today. Right now, I'm wearing ball deodorant, just in case everybody would like to know. It's a little too much information, but then they have the what's it called? The junk spritzer or the goodies spritzer. It's called the goodies spritzer. And the goodies spritzer is basically if you're feeling a little not so fresh, you just give yourself a little spray, and I guess it takes a little of the funk away. It helps you be a little more civilized. Which is interesting. That's the one thing about being inside versus outside. You don't get the people watching that you get from being outside. What else was there? Oh, there was the body wash and lotion or whatever it's called. And let's just say this. It smells like a very light pine tree with a nice cologne tint to it. So, when you're spraying down below, your pine tree smells like pine tree. It smells pretty good. So that was a nice surprise. And I mean, like I said, it really does smell pretty good. So ball deodorant to keep your nuts from sweating and getting funky. Ball spritzer. Oh, and then there was, what was they called? They call it the plow. It's a razor blade. And I shaved under here today. I like the way my beard is coming in. I don't really want to shave it yet. But there is a razor. I wanted to talk to Jono about it. It's a little, it's a little steel razor, very nice. Comes in a nice little package, which is appropriate. It's from America. And then, they give you a little couple of razor blades or whatever. You just got to take it out and put it in. And once I started shaving today, I just had these cheap little razors, and I thought, I'm just going to shave this little bit. And I thought, I should put the razor together and use it, but I didn't. So I'll use that shortly. Maybe when I come back from. Yeah, it smells a little better than the magic tree that you hang on the mirror of your car, on the inside mirror. It smells better than that. It's got a nice fragrant eau de toilette smell to it. Oh man. Now, speaking of Tom, I got a message from Mr. Tom. I don't know if it was yesterday or day before yesterday. Oh, it's Manscaping. That's the name of the brand, Manscaping. Hey, big shout out to Manscaping. So far, so good. So far, so good on the Manscaping. Who knows? If it holds up in Hong Kong, it'll hold up your junk. What a tagline for him. Manscaping. It held up in Hong Kong. It held up your junk in Hong Kong. All the protesters in Hong Kong were wearing Manscaping. What a smell. They all smelled like pine tree. It's a very light pine tree scent. It's not a real heavy, like, it's not like you smell like a Christmas tree. Oh, there he is. Mr. Sexuality. No, I'm not your dad. Sorry, pal. With a kid like you, come on. God, I wouldn't be on YouTube, man. Come on. That's Mr. Tokyo Sam. The only, I don't know, do you still look like a sumo wrestler, Sammy? No, I don't think I'll get it. I don't have the money for it. It's not a priority right now. I will be bringing multiple phones, though, to Hong Kong. And my, what do you call it? My little router. I will be taking that. But yeah, I don't know much about the iPhone aside from the 3 cameras. I know if I was going to get, I'm only big because all the women I have sexy time with feed me cakes or something. Oh, God. Well, yeah, I mean, that's nice, but to be honest, it's, I was talking to Lori about it the other day, and she was saying that some of the Vietnamese women were like telling her, no, don't take my photograph. They were shying away from her. And my thought on that is that maybe it has something to do with the size of her camera and her lens, and altogether it looks like a big camera. So the smaller the camera, the better, and a phone doesn't look nearly as, it's not as intrusive and not as in your face. And my phone is, especially if I slap on the Nikon lens on my Fuji, my camera is not very intrusive, but it is still a little heavy, especially because I'm bringing my 200 millimeter and I think the 14 millimeter wide lens, which they're very heavy. And so, to be honest, it would be nice if I had that Ricoh that I was talking about, the little Ricoh GR3. It's just like, it's smaller than the phone. It's a little bit thicker, of course, but it's less wide than the phone. I'm in Thailand right now. Yeah. But that thing is like, you can just hold it in your hand and just shoot, and people won't even know you're shooting them. It's like you got a big GoPro in your hand. Hong Kong on Saturday. HK, baby. Are you in Tokyo right now? walk around with the GoPro. Yeah, I've already been advised to carry paperwork for every place that, for every for the flights, for the hotels, for everything. And while they're not supposedly cracking down on tourists, I don't want to bring too much stuff. Like I thought about bringing a monopod or a tripod, but it's not me, man. I don't like doing that, and especially in a situation like this, I don't want to have to lug around a bunch of stuff. I want it to be very, believe me, I'm going to be wearing my vest. I have a vest. I have 2 photographers' vests, one from the Olympics, and it actually says Beijing on it. I won't be wearing that one. I don't want to get the shit kicked out of me. But I do have another one, and I'll probably be wearing it all the time under another vest, because I can carry a lot of stuff in the pockets, and I don't have to, I'm still gonna have to carry a bag. Anytime I have a gimbal with me, I gotta carry a bag, which is, of course I am. I'm not, it's not like I'm brainless going in there and I'm like, oh, I'm Mr. Danger. It's a calculated risk. Risk versus reward, and I hope there's some kind of a reward. I'll know in the next, what's today, Thursday? I should know by tomorrow night or Saturday morning. I should get some responses. I've been tidying up my Instagram and my website, and there's some other stuff I want to put on my website, but I should be okay. And it's not that they don't want, the tourism there is 40% down, which is a lot. And I'm not staying in a plush hotel room. Make no mistake, there's just go on my website. There's a link up there for anybody who wants to help me financially. There's a link there. There's always Patreon, and it's always appreciated because it keeps me going. But I'm staying in it's about $25, $26 a night, and it's right in Causeway, right where in the midst of the action. It's easy to get around, so. It's a good place too because Victoria Harbor's right there. Yep. Well, there's been supposedly some police that were undercover that were beating the protesters. There's supposedly gang members, triads that are going around and beating people up sometimes, but fortunately, I have somebody there that's been there for a while, that's on the ground, that will help me out. And that should come in pretty handy. And I do my research. I always do my research. This is not something, I'll be flying by the seat of my pants, but I already know more about Hong Kong in the last 3 days than I ever knew before. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, I don't know if you guys know, but there are 5 demands that the protesters are making. One has to do with the extradition bill, which apparently was, now I don't know how this kind of came about, but there was a Chinese guy who went to Taiwan who supposedly brutally murdered his wife. He came back to Hong Kong, and they were talking about the Chinese government was talking about extraditing him from Hong Kong, and so that opened up the floodgates, and the Hong Kongers who were dissenting were worried that if they allowed people to be extradited from Hong Kong to China, that it could open up the floodgates and that people could be extradited for, say, publishing something that was written in a Hong Kong newspaper because it offended China and those kind of things. So they want that bill completely withdrawn, and I think the proposal is in to have it withdrawn. I don't know if it's been withdrawn yet. I'm not sure about that. That's the one thing. The second is commission an inquiry for alleged police brutality. The third, and this always happens, is to give amnesty. Well, this is the fourth, actually. Give amnesty to the protesters. And anytime there's a protest or, which brings me back to number three, a riot, a lot of the people, they want amnesty. Makes sense in a way for them to ask for this, but number three is retracting classification of protesters as rioters. If you're rioting in Hong Kong, it's a 10-year sentence, 10-year jail sentence. And I guess 4 people have already been convicted of this or sentenced or whatever. And so they're worried about that. And the fifth is dual universal. This one I don't understand quite as much. Dual universal suffrage. Hong Kong is comprised of 1,200 people in their legislative and chief executive branches of their government. And so 900 are from business sectors, which means people that head corporations that might be beholden to China could be the ones voting. And so the Hong Kongers view this as a pro-China. It's a problem with the people who their voting strength is not as strong as the people who back mainland China. And supposedly, I couldn't believe this, people are only allowed to vote for pre-approved candidates. In other words, Beijing has to pre-approve the candidates, which is not a good thing. It's supposed to be one country or one government, two systems. Is that what it is? One country, two systems. One government, two systems, something like that. I can't remember all this stuff off the top of my head. I'll have to remember that one though. Anyway, that's what's going on over there. So I should be streaming Saturday night, I hope. Saturday night and maybe Sunday night. So by night, I mean anytime from about 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night, which might make it hard for some people to watch. But you know, maybe I'll stream in the morning too. I don't know. Maybe I'll only stream for 10 minutes and let people know what's going on. I don't know. I have no idea at this point. I have an idea of when everything is scheduled, but you never know what's going to happen there. So, we'll see. But listen, the manscaping products, that alone makes it worthwhile because I get to test them out in when I'm under pressure. I get to test everything out, see if it works. How wonderful is that? Do I smell like pine trees or do I smell funky? Anyway, anybody got any questions? Anybody got any comments? I saw that MSNBC cut off the news conference of President Trump because they said he's lying. So they cut him off. He's lying about what's going on with Biden, and I thought that was interesting. Since when do they determine? I mean, if it's an editorial, which it is, when do they determine this is not news? It is news. It's the President of the United States, whether you like him or not. And that's what these people don't remember. They always forget this. Like him or not, for now, he's the president. If you don't like him, then guess what? Impeach him. Don't vote for him next time. Whatever it is. But right now, he's the president. So he is news. When he has a press conference, that's news, whether people like it or not. You know, simple as that. Lord, thank you very much, Mitch. Appreciate it. Like I said, every little bit helps. And, you know, as I said the other day, I got something I want to talk about. Yeah, well, I can see myself going through Hong Kong customs with a little thing that says manscaping ball deodorant, and they look at it. It's official. I'm now, you may not tell from the looks of me, but I'm now officially metrosexual. Anyway, let me see something here. I was reading something this morning, appropriately enough, on the crapper. And if I can find it, and this has to do with being helpful, whether it's helpful with people in their drama with women, their drama with, you know, working girls, their inability to understand why she doesn't love him, or whatever it might be. But this is from the book Saint Jack by Paul Theroux. I'm going to read this. My dedication to these souls, whom anyone else would call suckers, was so complete it made me unselfish in a way that calmed and rewarded me, for paradoxically, it was this unselfish dedication that was commercially useful. I was making money. I was not so much a fool to think that the money had been virtuously earned. There was no brotherhood in a cash transaction. My small virtue was a fidelity to other people's passion, but I would not martyr myself for it. I expected some payment. I was not a pimp with a heart of gold. However, I knew and could prove that I had saved many fellers from harm and many girls from brutes. I can relate. Not only from greedy cabbies, but also from the curfew districts controlled by the secret society. All right, let me just go on. But from the curfew districts controlled by the secret societies, the streets where all the pretty girls were actually men with kukris in their handbags. The girls with pox, with the sadists, the clip joints, and this one I really like. The house you came away from with the fungus on your pecker known as Rangoon itch. I've saved a lot of fellers from Rangoon itch in my time is hardly a saintly testimony, but it might be the epitaph of a practical man, and this is what really got me and I related to, because this is kind of how I think of as myself. It might be the epitaph. Thank you, Carl. I'm always hesitant with GoFundMe now. But definitely, you know, if things pop off in Beijing, I'm not going to want to go back, you know, especially if I can make some dough from the photos or some video. I've saved, all right, let me just go on here. I've saved a lot of fellers from Rangoon itch in my time is hardly a saintly testimony, but it might be the epitaph of a practical man who gave relief the only way he could, trusting instinct and operating in the dark. I took blame, I risked damnation, I didn't cheat. A useful man, my tombstone would go. And that might be what my tombstone says. A useful man. Very pragmatic. I was a knowledgeable friend in a remote place, able to read the obscure and desperate verbal signs with a deliberate, corny sense of humor. The undemanding comedy that relaxed the fellers by avoiding an all off-color or doubtful jokes, specifically the ones relating to lechery, which in the circumstances could only annoy the fellers by mocking or challenging their heat. I like this part too. Jack, I want to tell you I feel very lucky, the same feller went on. Give them a few years and they'll pull this all down and build over it. Apartment houses, car parks, pizza joints, every lousy thing they can think of. Tokyo's already getting commercialized. Okay, so think about that. Think about Pattaya in that way. I've seen Pattaya 25 years ago, 20 years ago, and it is much different than it is now. And like it says here, give them a few years and they'll pull it all down and build over it. And I believe that will happen eventually. How soon? I don't know. They'll put up a gas station there or something, some dumb thing. It gives me the creeps to think about it, he says. It'll just ruin it. It makes my blood boil, I said, but I could not match his anger. And that fits me. Yeah, I mean, you know, hey, it's a sad thing to see it go, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Then he said something I've thought of many times. I feel damn lucky, he said. At least I can say I knew what it was like in the old days. 1959, the old days. But he was right. It was pleasant then, and it changed. And that, okay, I wasn't here in 1959, although I would have liked to have been, had I been around. But I was here in 1990 or 1994, and it was quite a bit different. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I thought that was interesting. I just happened to be reading that this morning, and I thought, in a way, that's me. I'm not going out taking people to whorehouses. Not anymore. You know, it's not my thing, but I can relate to the whole, that whole paragraph, that whole long set of paragraphs. Because Thailand is changing. Well, it's a lot freer. I mean, you know, every place closes a lot earlier now. Girls were butt naked. I mean, you know, even in Nana Plaza. You go in there, some girl plops her, you know, sits down on your lap and she's butt naked. And she's gorgeous. Yeah. You know, once you've been in joints like that, you know, you never forget them. You know how everything works, and once you get the whole procedural aspect of it, the girls only get harder most of the time, you know. And what I see, and I could be wrong, but what I see happening is, you know, Thailand is headed in the way of, say, a Singapore as it is now, or Hong Kong. It might take them 20 years. Yeah, Terme is nothing like it used to be, believe me. It might be 20 years, might be 25 years, might only be 10. But it's heading in that direction, and I think that at some point, what's going to happen is there's going to be soapies, but the prices are going to go up. And then the girls who are available, the price is going to be quite a bit more. They're not going to, there is none of this, you know, oh, you know, give her a couple $100 and she's happy. You know, and she'll clean your room and she'll service you. She'll clean your room. She'll do everything. And, you know, you get the girlfriend experience. You get all that. No, those days are gone. You're not going to get it for, say, $10, $20. It's not going to happen anymore. Now, you will if she's a regular chick and she just wants to sleep with you for whatever reason, you know. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I still remember, honestly, when I first came over here, the internet was running on modems. The voice IP was just starting, and it was so bad that most of the time it didn't, you know, it was like you couldn't catch every word. The quality was pretty bad. It used to be net to phone, and I used the Hatari card. There was the Hatari card, and they still have it, I think. And that was pretty good. But I mean, I remember still faxing things. And I didn't have a cell phone for quite some time. I think it was probably a year and a half until I got a cell phone. And it wasn't a smartphone. It was like a Motorola flip phone or something. But I thought, oh my God, you know, like I had a Motorola back in the States, and it wasn't compact, and it wasn't a smartphone. You could, I don't even know if you could text back then. But when I came over here, I couldn't use it, and I saw these girls with phones, and I was like, wow, they have mobile phones. And I used to use, in my room, I used to use the landline. It used to cost me like $5 a call, or $5 every 10 minutes, or whatever it was. And then finally I got myself a phone. But that's how, and I was like, man, I don't want to get a phone. A phone's $1,000, $1,200 here. It's not like back in the States where, you know, you agree to a plan, and then, you know, you get the phone for like $1 or whatever, you know. It doesn't work that way. It didn't work that way, and it doesn't work that way now most of the time. So yeah, I mean, it was a lot different. I can only imagine when, you know, I'm 75 how it's going to be. I got how long now? My kid just reminded me. A little under 3 weeks, it's my birthday. I'll be 57. I'm waiting for the big 6-0. 57, 58, 50, well, 59's a little more important, but 57, 58, no big deal. 59, it means I'm almost 60. Once I hit 60, then it's like, oof. Physically, the next decade, I'm going to be wondering how it's going to go. So imagine how much Singapore has changed in, I don't know how many years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Quite a bit. You know, I'm a little surprised about people are still talking about the TM30. I think they're going to get rid of it. I think they're just going to figure something out, and they're going to make it to where it's nothing to worry about. They're not going to rake you over the coals. I don't think it's all that much anyway. You know. And like I say all the time, anytime they come out with a new rule and everybody starts freaking out, just take a step back and wait and watch for the dust to settle. Once the dust settles and you know, everybody starts taking a closer look, then they make adjustments. They tweak the system a little bit until it works for them, and you know, Well, that's good. That's good. I don't have to do that. You know, I just send a message to the landlord's daughter, and she just takes care of everything now. So I'm good to go. Shit, I'm gonna have to tell her about Hong Kong too, but I still probably, it won't matter. I'm coming back to the same address. I'm not moving. So I can't tell you how many people have worked at Starbucks here. How many different girls they've gone through. Some of them are memorable and some of them are here and gone. You know, some of them don't smile. They never say anything to you. And some of them are very friendly. But I mean, I've been coming to Starbucks probably in this mall for, I can't even begin to think how many years. 15 years? Something like that. I thought you were staying here longer this time. What happened with that? Ah, shit. We have to start doing some stretching again. Believe it or not, I used to be able to stand up against a wall. I've said this before. I used to be able to stand up against a wall and then lift my leg up, and my feet would be like, my feet would come up. I could touch the wall. But that was about 30 years ago. What is this here? Oh, I thought you were going to be here for longer this time. I do need to go back to Pattaya again. I have not forgot about the walk to Pattaya, but you know, like I said, you know, it's that's a week out of my life, plus all the planning. If I can't make any money from it, it's a waste of time. You know? And it's hard on my body, so. But I do have a couple of reasons to go down there in the next couple of months. There's a few people I want to see, meet up with. My knees are, I have lost some weight though in the last couple of weeks. Fidelity has helped me quite a bit on that. He's dropped a huge amount of weight. And I've lost 4.7 kilos in the last, 2 weeks. So I'm hoping you'll be here, John will be here, Chris will be here. Yeah. What's the 26? Be nice to lose another kilo by the end of the month. I don't know, but probably by the time I come back from Hong Kong, I'd like to be 2 kilos more, so that'd be 6 kilos. So that's where you're starting to get some measurable weight there. It's almost 15 pounds. 14 pounds. So that'll make it easier on my knees. Yeah. You know, like I said, the only thing I really don't like about Pattaya is the whole walking ATM thing, you know. Tourists are walking ATMs. It's too much of the, you know, hey, mister, where you go, where, you know, what's your name, where you come from. I don't like that shit. I like dealing with people on a real level, you know. Not like, please come inside, have a drink, and then, you know, if I'm lucky, you'll like me, and I can seduce you and get you to bang my brains out and then pay me, you know. Where's Alvin at, you know? I think I emailed him the other day asking him, hey, dude, you all right? What's up? Richard was here. Richard was here not long ago. I went out to lunch with him. Talked to him a few times afterwards, and he's back in the U.S. My guess is he's working. I can't remember what he said, but he's gonna. I think there was something he had to do when he got back, some change in his job or something. But yeah, I haven't heard from him lately either. Oh yeah, look at this, the old man. He's friendly with her too. She's been working. The girl on the left is in the orange shirt, has been working here for years. I think she works upstairs now. I can't keep track of them. You know, they send them out sometimes to different locations, and I'll go, oh, what happened to Filmy or whatever? Oh, now Filmy work at Crystal Park. What happened to this person? Oh, now she work over here. Oh, now she work at the hospital. You know, so it's hard. And then what happens is they start knowing what you want, what you're gonna have, and it's nice. You know, it's like going to Cheers. Everybody knows your name. What time is it? 10:15. Yeah. Or what is it? Coffee shop at the, what's that show? Friends? I don't remember what the name of the coffee shop was because I never watched that show. Not that I really care about that show either. Trying to think what I could cook this morning to eat, but I just had a couple boiled eggs. It must be her father. Or some old guy that she's... No, it's not her father. It's some customer guy. There's a couple of girls that have been working here so long that like they started working as baristas when I first started coming here, and now they're like regional managers of Starbucks, which is interesting. Let's take a look outside, see what's going on here. Yeah. "15 minutes until the mall opens." What is this song? It's horrible. Did anybody see the movie Whiplash? It's about 5 years old, the movie. So, Doug, have you been to Hong Kong yet? Oh yeah, the movie was awesome. And you know, I told you Alex was having, you know, his Alex was really bummed out, and he said to me, "I want you to watch a movie with me." And I said, "Well, what is it?" And so then he showed me, and he said, "Oh, it's Whiplash." And I go, "Listen, I'm really busy." I told him, "I'm really busy now, Alex. I got a lot of things to do, but I'll sit down and watch a few minutes of it with you." And then I ended up watching the whole movie because it was so good. And there were parts where, like, you know, like, he looked at me and he's like looking at me like, "Do you understand why I want you to watch this movie?" And there was the one part was where what was it? Who was the guy they threw the guy threw the symbol at his head? Bird. Somebody threw Johnson or Jones or somebody threw the drum cymbal or whatever, threw it at his head and almost decapitated him. And there was a bunch of people that were quitting or whatever. Or they didn't know if they had it. And so he said, you know, the very next day he was at it again. It didn't matter because he didn't get discouraged. He cried, he got upset, and then he just kept going on. And so I don't know. I think, you know, because Alex was telling me, I'm all right, you know. It's pretty interesting though to watch the movie right after seeing him get all upset about something that happened to him. I feel like it's New York City. Somehow I feel it's a little bit different. There's a little bit of a flavor. The Commitments. I remember the movie, but I don't remember the actual. I mean, remember the name. I don't remember the movie. Everything that happened. I'll have to check that out. I definitely remember the name, but I don't remember the movie. Have you guys seen all the shit coming out in now from Demi Moore's book? Demi Moore, whatever you want to call it. Unbelievable, some of the stuff that she's talking about. I'm like, why do you have to talk about this stuff? I don't get it, you know. Maybe she wants to, I don't know, just to purge herself. Water. So the next time you see me in a stream, I should be somewhere in HK. Where's Beyond Trinity? What's happening? All of a sudden, Lori's not in the stream for very long. I understand that, but like Lori's not here, and then Beyond Trinity is, boom, it's gone. I leave in about 48 minus 42 hours. I don't know, you know. He may be lurking right now. I don't know. You know, he's always he's a mystery. All right, Mr. Mitch. A great time is. I'm not necessarily looking for a great time. I'm looking for a productive time. The more money I got, the longer I can stay. The more of it's going on, the more of it I want to stay. The less that goes on there, you know, if it gets to be where it's very peaceful there, then there's no reason to be there. I don't want to go there just, I mean, as much as I want to photograph some things there and go to some places there, the main thing is there's a reason for going there. It's to be productive, not to, Paitio. Ooh, I want to go everywhere and check everything out. No, that's not what it's about. So, I mean, I have a schedule, a schedule of where people will be at a certain time, where things are going on, important functions, we'll say. So I have a skeletal schedule. You know, I have a basic framework. And I'll be in those areas, and, you know, who knows what will happen. Maybe nothing. Maybe something. But I will be taking, I'm bringing more memory cards than I brought since. Well, it's Tuesday, I believe. 28th, 29th, 30th, 1st. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Tuesday is the 70th anniversary of the founding of the Communist Chinese Party, Chinese Communist Party. And China wants to keep the focus on China. You know, Beijing and the government, they want the focus to be on China. Look how powerful we are. We've got all these weapons. We're marching in force to show the world, you know, how great we are. The last thing that they want is people focusing on Hong Kong, and the people in Hong Kong know this. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because things are nuts there. I mean, you know, well, you know, the 28th, to me, the 28th through the 1st, those days are critical to what happens the days after. And there are Chinese troops on the border. They're massed on the border. There are some troops there. I don't know if it would be devastating for China to send in troops. I mean, I don't really see that happening, but there are some people that are saying, oh, watch, it's going to be another Tiananmen Square. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not a political analyst, you know. But yeah, there's a lot going on. Well, it's not that they don't care. It's that, you know, like, they're like, hey, we're tired of this shit. We're tired of living this way, and we feel like it's getting worse. And then I think it's 2054. Is that when it is? When, you know, the government, the system was set up to be two systems. When they agreed upon this, with the British surrendering Hong Kong to China, it was agreed that, I forget the number of years, but what was agreed upon was that the two systems would last until like 2054. So now the Hong Kongers they're like, hey, that's only 35 years. That's not all that long. What's going to happen in 2054? Then what? Are we just going to be another state of China, or what? You're late. Well, I switched because of what was going on, and layover was in Beijing. Oh wow. Yeah, well, they have police supposedly surrounding the airport. Oh yes, you know it, and they may not even know what's really going on, but people around the world know what's going on, and you know, uh, like I actually heard somebody from Hong Kong saying this, but she said, "Hey, the government works for us. We are not supposed to be." We want to have the ability to vote and get the people in that we want, not the puppets. And we want to be able to choose our path. We don't want the government telling us how we have to live. We want to live our way. And, you know, that's what freedom's about. The government works for us. We don't work for them. Which is, you know, I've been saying that for a long time about a lot of countries. And a lot of countries, you know, they're fearful of losing power. Or the people in power, let's say North Korea, are fearful of losing their grip on power and then losing everything they have. You know, I'm not a political, I try not to get very politically involved because, well, it's nice that I can vote. And you know, if I really wanted to make a change, I could go out and protest and march. But I think for the most part, a lot of stuff, many instances, it's just fruitless endeavors. You know, but I think from what I've read and what I've seen and what I've gathered, the Hong Kongers are starting to feel like they are losing their freedoms, and they don't want to lose any more. They don't want to continue to lose their freedom. You know. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hey, how you doing, man? I'm interested in seeing what's happening. I mean, you know, I try to be very neutral about things and stay unemotional about these kind of things because in the end, I think that's what I have to do, to keep my distance, which is why I say, you know, like going to a slum, going to a place where people are in bad shape or whatever. You know, it would be easy for me to go into a place and just lose it, you know. You know, see certain people in a bad way, and I mean, you know, like watching Bong just wither away and get pissed off because he had a catheter in him, and you know, and seeing the people in the slums all the time, and you know, and not just in Thailand, but in several countries. If I didn't like try to keep a little distance between my emotions and being around the people and photographing them, you know, I'd be a mess emotionally. But the camera is what the camera to me, the camera is what provides that buffer. You know. And the same thing goes with in Hong Kong. I mean, you know, like shit starts getting crazy, you know, I don't want to be a martyr. But I will go after some good photos. You know, I'll take my chances. It's better than sitting behind a desk all the time and, you know, just, or sitting at Starbucks every day and talking about shit. I don't, you know, after a while it gets a bit monotonous. Well, actually, you know, I was listening to something somebody said the other day about how photos always lie. Photographs are often edited and they don't always tell the truth. Some people actually delete objects or set things up, and which is why with editorial photography, most of the major news wires, you're not allowed to touch the file, or if you do, it's only minor edits and it's nothing that changes the material context of the photograph. I do want to go up to the place where Bruce Lee had his meeting with, what was the guy's name? Mr. Braithwaite? Do not look at the fingers. Wait, do not look at the finger or you will miss all of the, I think that's what it was. Or you will miss all of the heavenly glory. And where they show the whole bay from up on the peak. Yeah, I do want to go there. Assuming I have a little bit of time to do that, which I should. Some more tea, Mr. Boyfriend? I haven't watched that movie in years, but I still remember many of the lines. Bullshit, Mr. Handman. Oh, that's classic, man. Bullshit, Mr. Handman. Yeah, I mean, see, I'd love to bring a tripod over there. Never take your eyes off the opponent. But the tripod, it's too damn heavy, and it's a pain in the ass. I'm going to be ruthless this time because I don't want to be carrying a lot of stuff, so I'm going to have the well, thank you, Carl. I don't know, but it's courage. I don't view it that way. You know, I view it as trying to get back in the swing of things as it was for me for a while, but doing some of the things that I really would like to do now as opposed to before. I love the photo of the lady and her kids during the Depression. No idea what you're talking about, pal. Care to expound on that photo? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Which Depression? Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than a human eye. Yeah. Yeah, I don't view it as courage. Courage to me is going, like, you know, getting out of a ditch and running into gunfire to save your buddy. That's courage. That's courageous. Well, yeah, which one is it? But again, it's calculated risk. I would not go there, and I will not go there unless I know there are some people there that can help me. And you know, it's like I know people now pretty much all over the world. So I know um, 3 or 4 people from the Congo, 2 that live there, and 2 that are ones that live in Japan, ones that is living in Canada. All these things matter, you know. Who do you think will win in the end, Hong Kong or China? Destitute pea pickers and I'm talking about my photos, Tommy. I'm not talking about somebody else's. I don't know any photos I got of the Depression. Nobody wins. Everything is... Oh, yeah, okay. I don't know why you're sorry you asked. I'm just telling you. You don't have to be sorry. But I think nobody wins. And I think, let's say that Hong Kong gets everything that it wants, which Beijing has already said, a top official, I guess yesterday, already said, we're not capitulating on anything else. There's nothing else that they're going to get. So if, let's say that they get everything they want and all the protesters win, and supposedly Hong Kong is going to be the way that Hong Kong wants to be. Give it 50 years and see if it's still in place. See if things are still going the same way. Ooh, sorry I asked. Jose Lasagna. What about Freddie Macaroni? Antonio Manicotti. Or Manicotti. Why'd you retract your message, man? Yeah, I know why. My name's Esteban Ravioli. You're heading for having a stupid name. Now, if it was like Antonio Ravioli, that would be cool. Tony Ravioli. Okay. That's a cool name. It sticks with the Italian theme. Mr. Passive Aggressive, he says he's somewhere when he never is, seems to be rearing his every ugly head. Guido Manicotti. Guido Gnocchi. Mr. Guido Gnocchi. Actually, I'll be making some macaroni and cheese for my kids tonight. They were like, you gotta make it. Mommy doesn't make it the same way you do. It's not as good. She's like, I make it just as good. And they always look at me. I'm like, you don't know the secrets. You don't know the secrets to making great craft macaroni and cheese, or Annie's macaroni and cheese. You don't know the secrets. No, we're not there yet. I haven't had a chance to email you. I was going to email you later. No, I'm not there. I'm sitting in my same old haunt. I'll be there shortly, though. Less than 48 hours. Oh. Carlos Cannoli. That's the only name I can think of in C. Charlie Cannoli. If you cut me, I bleed. I'm human like the rest of you. I kind of assumed that, Stephen. Taking that literally, I assume that. You are a cyborg. I need a good stretch. You telling me? I'm staying in some little flea bag place. It's about 25 bucks a night. And, you know, I was going to stay in a Airbnb. And I thought, well, if it's like, thanks, Mr. Mitch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was gonna stay in an Airbnb, but like the lady wanted the $60 for the cleaning fee, and I was like, "Is it?" But yes, it's right near one of the MTR stations. I was like, "Honey," I wrote to her, you know, very nicely, of course. It's only me in this place. The place supposedly is big enough for 7 people, although it said really it's 3 or 4 big guys can stay there. I said, it's only going to be me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. You know, most of the time I don't drink. I probably won't drink there, and you know, at the place. It's not like I'm going to be, you know, running in and out with, you know, dirty shoes and I'm going to be a pig there. You know, it's like the only thing that's going to be there is a little bit of gear and a few clothes. I'm like, what do you have to charge me 60 bucks for the cleaning for? That's 15 bucks a day. I mean, it's like, come on, you can't justify that. I'm like, you got to give me a break on that. She wrote me back, no break. And I talked to somebody else who his girlfriend rents out Airbnb places, and usually she will capitulate a little, at least something. And the fact that the lady wouldn't give in on anything, she's like, oh, my price is really good already. No, it wasn't all that good. There are plenty of places that are just as good as yours and at the same price. It would have worked out the same price. And I just went, oh well, whatever. I'll stay in a little shoebox if I have to. If it comes down to that, if it comes down to me staying a couple of extra days and I got to stay in like some hostel, I don't want to stay in, you know, like some 10-bed dormitory. But, you know, some tiny little shoebox of a room with a shared bathroom. If I got to do that, I'll do it, you know. Rather not, but, you know, we'll see what happens. It could be completely peaceful. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. You know, maybe my gut is wrong. No, that's not going to happen. I'm not going to be drinking, man. There's a time and a place to drink. The time to drink is when I come back and have a celebratory 1 or 2 shots of tequila because I made money. I came out unscathed, and yeah, and I'm back home. That's the only reason. Yeah, but it's a little different when you're a tourist, Andy. When you're a tourist, you know, like you can plan ahead of time sometimes and say, well, for an extra $10 I get a better place. But if you're staying there for, you know, a week, it's $70. $70 might be a lot to some people. For me, it's just about being somewhere convenient and it has everything I need, which is Wi-Fi. It's very convenient, easy to get to, and it's got air conditioning. As long as it has that and the rooms are clean, it doesn't matter to me, you know. How can I do this? Am I allowed to do that on here? No, I can't even do that. And you know, you got to admit, if you've stayed in some nice hotels, nothing beats staying in like a 4 or 5 star hotel. I mean, you know, it's great when you can do that. And I've done it quite a bit, most of the time on the company dime. Yeah, I don't like the, you know, okay, there's the Airbnb fee. Okay, I can see that. But that's just basically part of the fee to stay there. The cleaning fee, okay, I understand if there's a small cleaning fee, but you know, you're gonna have to incorporate that some way to make your price more attractive, because once you add in, let's see, it was gonna be, $6,400 baht. I was like, 6,400 baht. Well, that's, you know, that's not all that bad. It's 1,600 baht a night. But it would have been 1,000 baht a night without the fee and without the cleaning. It would have been 1,000 baht. See, the 1,000 baht is reasonable. 1,200 is reasonable. When you go from 1,000 to 1,600, to me, that's just too much. You're bumping it up too much for the cleaning fee and for the service fee. They need me. I don't fucking need them. You know what I mean? I don't yet. I will. When I get there, I will. I'll have a few things when I get there. There's 3 things you need when you're there, what the people are wearing. Helmets, gas masks, and vests. But like I said, I got a guy on the ground over there that I'll talk to him for a couple of hours, pick his brain. And maybe even, I don't know, you know, I have to see, I have to feel him out, but if he's up for it, you know, if he's out and about and involved, which he will be, maybe I'll be there right with him, I don't know. We'll see. But to me, it's pretty important because it's the first time in a while that I've had a chance to photograph anything that, well, I don't want to say that I feel is meaningful, but it's time sensitive and there's a global significance. Or it's on a global platform. Nah, fuck that. What are you, fucking out of your mind? I won't be wearing a black shirt and I won't be wearing a black mask. It's not gonna happen. Well, the vest, you know, they do say press on it, so hopefully that will, with all the attention that's been drawn to the police, hopefully that will stave off any aggressive cops, you know, but we'll see. Who knows what'll, I mean, really, who knows what'll happen? I'm going there to make a few bucks, you know, shoot some good shots, get out of there. As much as I'd like to say, oh, I'd like to go all over Hong Kong and check it out, you know. Your jokes are falling flat, Steven. I'm sorry. You're like the Australian version of Jono. Lots of jokes, rarely funny. All right, so let's see here. Oops. So there's palpable excitement in my head going on. I feel like everything that I've been doing, all the shooting I've been doing, the boxing photos, the Olympics, the photographs from the slums, the photographs during the coup here, what's going on in Hong Kong, it's all getting me ready to just, it's like going up the ladder. You know? Places that are more difficult and a little more hairy. Yeah, I mean, you know. Steven jokes falling flat. Come on, Ash, you're falling flat, man. What's going on there? You gotta bring out your A game. Sorry, man. When you're on here, you're gonna get compared to Jono every time. Bring out the A game. Oh. It's the chick from Hanji Ramen. I would love some ramen. I would love some top ramen right now. Would love to have a nice bowl of hot, yummy top ramen. No can do. Gotta cut them carbs. You would be damn nervous. Well, hello, stranger. Well, like I said, I have somebody there that I trust. He knows what's going on. He's been there off and on many times. He knows what's happening. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty well set when it comes to that. Believe me, all I've been doing the last couple of days is research and making contacts with people. You know, setting things up. Like I said, man, you know, it takes a lot to keep the machine running. Well, I don't know. I don't know that travel makes, or technology makes travel much easier for me. I think overall, technology has worked into travel. I don't know that it always makes things easy for me. Oh, really? Wow, man. Cool. It's always nice to have people like your stuff, you know? Especially, you know, like I said before, a lot of times, if I look at my photography, most of the time I think most of it's junk. If I get 1%, I'm happy, you know, 1% that I'm happy with, then I'm happy. Videos, forget about it. Oh, he's got the badass case, man. I don't know what he's got in there. I have this suitcase. It's about the same size as that. It's about the same size as that, and it's heavy. And what I don't like about AirAsia, besides their mentality of their air waitresses, is that they can be sticklers. They can be sticklers about the weight of, you know, whatever you're bringing through. So I've only got 7 kilos. The bag alone weighs about 3 kilos, 3.5 kilos. So, you know, it doesn't make sense for me to try to bring that with me. So I'll probably bring a backpack and put like a little bag inside of the backpack. Let me think what I'll bring. I'll bring 2 camera bodies, and I'm not sure yet. Either 3 or 4 lenses. I don't know if I'll bring the GoPro. And I'll bring 3 pair of underwear plus the underwear that I wear. I'll probably bring 5 shirts plus the shirt I wear. A pair of jeans. One of the shirts will be a nice shirt. Two pair of shorts. 2 pair of shorts. A pair of jeans. A pair of shoes on my feet that I can slip off. And a pair of shoes in the bag. The gimbal. I can only bring one of the Manscaped products. I think that's the ball deodorant. I have the sweat wicking underwear now, so I want to bring those. I'll wear a regular pair of cotton underwear when I go, and I'll probably have 2 pair, and then 2 pair of the sweat wicking ones. Because the sweat wicking ones, they dry fast. You can wash them in the sink. I'll just buy a little tiny thing of detergent and wash them in the sink. I'm not that funky, Stephen. I don't like to wear the same underwear day in and day out. Oh, blasphemy, Stephen. If I was a single man, I would probably get them, yes. But I don't need them because I won't be doing anything there that involves another person that needs a condom. It means that I need a condom, you know, I won't be needing that. Now, if it was you would probably go and you would need them, but I don't need them. So that's less weight for me to carry. Toothbrush, toothpaste, don't need a razor. Toothbrush, toothpaste, and ball deodorant. That's all I need. What else? Oh God. Oh, I need the power bank. I need a plug adapter. And then all the cables. Cables for my gimbal, cables for my camera. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to bring some wet wipes. I have a big thick pack, I'll probably bring those. I don't really want to buy any while in Hong Kong if necessary. But I have a really big pack. So, and you know, no bum guns in Hong Kong, or at least not many, not nearly as many as here. Hang on one second. Thank you very much, Belial. Appreciate it. There is hope in mankind. I wouldn't be going if it wasn't for you guys, to be honest. I don't have a portable one, and frankly, I don't have a problem. You know, using TP and then jumping in the shower. You know, I don't have a problem doing that. You do your business, you clean yourself off, and then you give it a wash. You know. I can handle it, you know. What is this? Truck? Oh. No water is not exactly roughing it. You know, toilet paper, while I don't like it, it's not roughing it. I understand, Stephen. I know. I know exactly what they're about. You can buy them. You can make them. You can always do the pour the water down your backside. Use your left hand, and your hand is your toilet paper. That's always a possibility. So. I think he uses wet wipes, if I remember correctly. Wet wipes. Yeah, that is one thing. I gotta make sure that the place, the place I stay has a clean toilet. Chucky is gone now. Left yesterday. Time is it? 10 after 11. Fuck, it's not worth me going all the way down then. You know, Chuck moved, and he had some furniture, and he's like, "Do you want some of this?" Some of the stuff I wanted, some of the stuff I didn't give a shit about. I paid this truck. This guy had this truck. I paid him to bring over a refrigerator and a bunch of other stuff, furniture. One of which was a new desk and a new chair. And he just didn't want to lug it with him. It was nice stuff. And so they load up the truck, put everything in it. We go to my house. We bring everything inside. They leave. We're lucky it doesn't rain because they didn't have any plastic. And then I realized they left the printer stand in their truck, and I didn't see it. And so I'm missing the printer stand. And I need the printer stand because the desk is not that big. Well, what that means is I don't have anybody's phone number there, and Chuck is gone. He didn't speak with anybody at the place, and he's always worried about talking to somebody, even if they speak a little bit of English. He's always worried about, oh, you need to talk to them. And I'm like, Chuck, why don't you just talk to him and tell the guy to bring it over, and I'll give him X amount of dollars. You know, I'll give him 500 baht for driving it over here. Whatever it is. Just tell the guy to do that. Oh, no, but he's not going to speak English. He's not going to understand. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Whatever. So that means if I want the thing, now I got to go all the way back over there. And it's like an hour and a half each way to get there. And it'll take me, a half an hour to get sorted. So it takes 3.5 hours out of my day. And for right now, that's a lot for a printer stand. But, they just left it and they didn't remember. And probably by the time they remembered or they saw it, they went, oh, I'm not going to go back over there. He already paid, and I'm not going back and giving it to him. I'm not going to turn around and go back and deliver. I mean, I understand that. Well, I could get there, and the guy's going to go, it takes about 2 weeks. It depends. It depends how you mail it. It takes anywhere from a week to 3 weeks. But yeah, that's the thing. I can go down there, and then there's the guy's like, hey, I don't know what happened to it. We threw it out, or we gave it to you, and then it's like I waste my time, FedEx doesn't take that long, but it's fucking expensive, man. Especially if you're sending books. Books are expensive to send. Especially from the U.S. Shit's expensive. Send it, there's a way you can send it where any printed literature gets sent. It might take 3 to 4 weeks, but it gets there and it's quite a bit cheaper. So anyway, keep an eye on the time today. So I got to run down there to him, and I got to go to AIS, sort that out, sort out their best programs for HK. I haven't even been there now yet, and I feel like I know the city so well. I know the city-state so well. I will be doing a little walkthrough at, what's the name of the place? Chungking Mansions. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little walkthrough there. Thank you for enlightening him, Gennaro. I'm surprised Monash didn't say something about it being the toilet after he leaves a number 2. A real warrior. What's such being a warrior about this live stream? Enlighten me. It's the dumbest comment I've seen today. You're such a warrior for doing this long live stream. It's only 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's not that long. Exactly. That says everything right there. Okay, if you say so. Maybe it's that I'm not doing anything warrior-like. Maybe it's that you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't know. Just saying. Just being honest. I don't know. I hold this pen and I've got this habit. I'm just gotta click it for some reason. Yeah, anyway. Going to Hong Kong could be a fantastic thing, or it could be like Geraldo going into Al Capone's vault. It could be a big nothing. Who knows? What a warrior you are. You're such a warrior. Wow. You live stream. You can sit in front of the camera for 2 hours. You're a warrior. Fuck me. That is not my definition of a warrior, buddy. Oh, she's got a mask on. Maybe she's, anyway. Yeah, he's full of shit. Sorry, line screw, you're full of shit. You're a warrior. You're sitting here doing this stream. What a warrior you are. Don't insult my intelligence or lack of it. Exactly. It's so easy to tell, isn't it? I mean, you know. It's funny, over the years, you learn to hone it to a... Yeah, I guess. It's all the little snowflakes. I had a little conversation with my buddy's wife. My buddy who died from cancer, his wife. I was talking to her the other day, and she was talking about how the only thing she really cares about is her kids. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't give a shit about most people. She's like, I don't give a shit. They can do whatever they want. She didn't care what's going on in the world. All she cares about, are her kids fed? Are they clothed? Are they working towards their future? And is she have enough money to make sure that she'll be all right for a little while if anything happens? And I was like, I so relate. And, you know, maybe if I was out in the middle of Alaska and I was like, oh, this is the life, I'd still be on the internet. And I'd have my internet friendships, and that would be enough for me. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. But you know, you've got these dipshits. It just makes me wonder, you know, listen, I'm sure mankind is doomed. The earth is doomed. There will be an apocalypse at some point. It may not be for a few hundred years, I don't know, but there's going to be one. Well, you know, I will admit my iPhone is and my laptop, they are today's TV for me. When I want to watch a movie or I want to watch a documentary, and I don't watch many movies. Oh my God. You should be ashamed. Oh my God. What did she say? Did she say damn you or something like that? Damn you. Who was the genius who allowed her to speak? She should have just shut the fuck up. Bring up a highly reputable trio of scientists who have undeniable truths and who don't speak with emotion but speak with fact. That's what I would respect more. Seeing some young girl go up there and do, oh Jesus, just I don't know, it's too much, man. See, I'd be the guy going, if I was gonna go up and make a pitch for global warming or whatever, I'd be like, you motherfuckers need to listen. You guys are a bunch of dumb motherfuckers, or something like that, if that's what I believed. When will you guys pull your head out of your ass? Will you ever pull your heads out of your ass? Asses. Heads out of asses. Do I have to play the, what's her name? Greta Thunberg? Do I have to play the Greta Thunberg card? Do I have to get up here and whine like a little girl? I mean, I'll give her credit. She had balls to go up in front of the world and say those things. I'll give her credit for that. Unbelievable. Anyway. See if I can do this here. Put my notes away. I can't see spending 3.5 hours today, 4 hours going to get that fucking thing. You trolls should be ashamed of yourselves. I don't know. I think. Oh, look at the warrior stream. Oh my God, that's funny. It's the warrior stream. You're such a warrior. When I'm getting shot with rubber bullets, or I got bullets flying over my head, and I'm running around with my camera, then you can say I'm an idiot or I'm a warrior. You can use those kind of words. But until then, you're a warrior for putting the stream up so long. I sure couldn't do it. Well, that's because you're fucking lame. And you lack any brain cells. You were born without any brain cells. He's probably still listening, and that's okay. Well, and who figured this out? Oh, Jesus. I don't doubt that there's been some change in the climate. I don't doubt that. I just don't know that it's what people think it is. It's not like, oh, if you don't do something in 20 years, we're all gonna be gone. What's this? Big flag. Let me see what that is. I don't know where it went, but it went away. I think it's in perpetual change. But here we go again. You know, NASA, government, climate, 97. Okay, who did these reports? This is the thing. But of course I get no response. Listen, at the end of the day, people destroy the earth every second of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year, and it's been going on for a long time. The Industrial Revolution just made it worse. And all the things to do with, having your little iPhone and having your this and that, it just continues to make things worse, Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway, it's about time for me to go. I got shit to do, Yeah, well, this stream and all the others and the videos are brought to you by my Patreon patrons and the people who contribute here in this chat through the guy in the flag never went by. I don't know where he went. Who contribute through Super Chat and PayPal. If you want to make any kind of a purchase, well, there's Amazon, there's t-shirts, there's books. What else? There's the Patreon link, there's the PayPal link, you can go to my website. It's got a little funding link on there now. You can do a one-time deal with your credit card. You can do a monthly deal with your credit card. You can use PayPal. There's a million different ways you can do. You can even use Apple Pay. Hey, Beyond Trinity. I'm officially manscaping. Just thought you'd like to know that. I am manscaping. Oh yeah, there's books too. Thank you. I forgot. Oh yeah, I wrote a couple books. Put out a couple books. Forgot all about that. How can I forget? One of these days I'll get a couple more knocked out. Right now I'm more concerned about the photography, but Lori says hello from Sapa Beyond Trinity. We thought that maybe because she wasn't on, she was only here briefly. She's got things to do up there. She said it was insanely quiet. There goes the flag again. We thought that maybe you weren't here because she wasn't here. No Lori, no Beyond Trinity. This place is getting busy. It looks like it is a good time to leave. Anyway, I don't think I'll be going to get this little printer stand, which is a damn shame. But I got too much to do to prepare. I got the rest of the day today, and I got tomorrow, and I'm leaving at about 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to go to Hong Kong. So, not much time. And, yeah. Anyway, like I said, you want to go to my website, join my forum. Take a look around. Join Patreon. Check everything out. You too can live vicariously through me. Yeah. Oh, look at the guy over there talking to his phone. We talk into our phone. Why can't we talk to our phone? I never get it when it's like, oh my God. He must be somebody famous or something. He's carrying around that gimbal and, oh, what's he doing? And some people get it, you know. They understand. Website, wait a minute, what? Website shown in YouTube. Oh. Oh yeah, you missed it, Beyond Trinity. Somebody said to me, "Ooh, wow, man, you're a real warrior. You streamed for a long time. You've been streaming for a long time, for, 2 hours. You're a real warrior." Oh, that's the stupid quote of the day. Fucking idiot. Oh yeah, I believe that. I'm a warrior. No, I'm a warrior if I get into a boxing ring, or I get into an MMA ring, or I get into a sticky situation where people are shooting at me even though I didn't do anything. That's being a warrior. And this bonehead keeps staring at me. No, I didn't ban him. I know who he is. I've seen him before. There's a very small group of boneheads who continue to troll. And it's not nearly as many as it used to be ever since fucking the dipshits got found out. Which I'm not even going to get into. But it's went down dramatically. I mean, like 1 or 2 a week versus, 30. Oh my God. Too much Starbucks for these girls. Too many sweet foo-foo drinks for these girls. Anyway, that was the stupid quote of the day. You're a warrior. You're a real warrior. You want to come out to play? Oh, fuck me. The website you mentioned to buy things sponsor is the one she mentioned. I think so. Well, I kind of agree with you, Stephen. I do agree with you about that. I think of my kids and their kids, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, listen, here today, gone tomorrow. Oh, God. You know what? Goodbye. You're just a fucking... I can't handle you. I can't handle anymore. Greta, get a Thornbird. Greta! Let me ask you something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, didn't you get my message? I sent you 2 emails yesterday. You should check your email. What does a 16-year-old... I understand she may be boning up for her, Swedish exams or some shit. I don't know. But what does a little 16-year-old have to teach? What does she really know about how the world works at her age? What does she really know? Does she know enough to get up in front of the world and to comment on what the fuck's going on? I don't think so. Not her. Her impassioned plea, had more to do with her emotions than it had to do with giving any facts. Yeah, you should check. I sent you a little. Yeah, I sent you some info in there, but yeah, check your email. Everything has been delivered to where it's supposed to go. I don't know if you know Beyond Trinity, but I'm out of here on early Saturday morning to Hong Kong to do my thing over there. Take photo you. Oh, what is this guy? This guy's over here editing his editing some photo. I don't think Lori's lurking. No, he's not watching porn, Mighty Whitey. Definitely not. He's editing a photo. I'm not sure if it's Lightroom or Photoshop. Can't see that far. Anyway, like I said, it's been fun, it's been real. The next time you see me, I'll be an American in Hong Kong. Oh yeah, I'm such a warrior. That's memorable. You're a warrior because you streamed for a long time. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's a nice shot he's got. Although I believe it's highly edited. Thank you, Andy. I will certainly try to. I actually did play dodgeball. I love dodgeball, and I love winging it at guys' heads. And you know what? When I got hit in the head, I didn't cry, I laughed. So I played dodgeball to win. I wasn't a big baby. I even played tetherball, and I played real tackle football with no pads on concrete. Well, you know what I did say Beyond Trinity is it smells like a very, very light pine scent, like a pine tree scent. Very, very light pine scent mixed with some eau de toilette or cologne or something like that that is not real strong. So your man parts smell fresh as the outdoors, but they still have that fragrant aroma. How do you I haven't even told my wife about it yet. First, I'll be the judge, and then, oh, I love them. and they fit. Love them, they fit, and in fact, they'll be going to Hong Kong with me because they're lightweight, they dry fast, you can wash them in the sink, they're black, they're not white, so there won't be any embarrassing tracks on them. I'm watching this guy edit. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, she'll tell me to get the fuck out of here. Wait, get the fuck out of here. I gotta let it happen naturally. Scale of 1 to 10, I always ask my kids, scale of 1 to 10, how's that meal? I'll give it a 8.5. I'll give it a 7.5. On a scale to 1 to 10, how is that fragrance? Take a whiff. I do have the deodorant on as we speak. I'm sitting here completely civilized. Did you put your ball deodorant on today? Because anything less would be uncivilized. This is what my stream has become. On my gravestone, it's going to say he was useful. He was useful. He told others about his manscaping, the truth about shit, the truth about pee, all these wonderful things. Yeah, I'm a useful ball warrior. My balls are the real warriors. And you know why? Because for years, they went without Manscaped. Do you want to become more civilized and metrosexual, not metro, a metrosexual? Then use new Manscaped ball deodorant. Fresh balls. This is what I've become. And you wonder why I want to go run around into some jungle somewhere or in a city where there's people protesting. It's a hell of a lot more exciting than talking about ball deodorant and farts. Anyway, it's been real. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that hit the thumbs down button. Show them you care. Tune in next time whenever I get a bead on what time, but I'm saying sometime around 7 or 8 Hong Kong time, which will be 6 or 7 Bangkok time Saturday night. That should be when the first stream is gonna happen. We'll see. But don't be scared to click the thumbs up. Tune in next time, and don't be scared to use that funding button on my website, An American in Bangkok. If shit gets heavy and I'm streaming, you know, and it like comes to the point where I'm like, well, that's only for now, but hopefully it'd be, you know, that's not too bad actually. But if it gets to the point where I need to stay longer and I'm like, I just can't do it, well then I can't do it, I can't stay, you know. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to be in the thick of it, streaming and shooting. That's what I'd like to be doing. So, you know, I hope it stays peaceful. Part of me hopes it stays peaceful. for the people. I don't want people getting hurt, but I'm not banking on it. And if I was a gambling man, since I'm a gambling man, my bet is that some shit's gonna pop off there. We'll see if I'm right, you know. It's 50-50 shot. An American ball warrior in Hong Kong. That's somebody designed me a shirt that says, "I'm a warrior," with the big happy face on it. Ugh. I could say something else. I am the ball warrior. I am the Terminator. I am the ball warrior. Oh God, freedom. Anyway, all right. Well, it's been nice chatting with everybody. Hopefully somebody will get a little something out of this stream, and somebody will get, whether they're entertained or they get some information, and they'll continue to be entertained and informed, and you get a little something from my streams and my videos when I put them up. So until next time, I guess that's all I got. All right? I'll talk to you guys later. Hasta la vista. Oh, they can't take those away. No. Take anything. Just leave me with my camera and my Manscaped briefs and my ball deodorant. That's all I need. All I need is some Cool Buds, ball deodorant, and Manscaped briefs. And I'm fine, dude. All right, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys later, all right? Stay in touch, stay informed. Visit my Twitter, man. Sign up on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, then I don't know what to tell you. But Twitter's the place to go. And yeah, all right? And Patreon. That's where you get the info. So, talk to you guys later. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American ball warrior in Bangkok. Jerk and my.